I I recognized a long time ago that the biggest successes that I've personally had, as well as the biggest successes that I've helped my clients have, whether it's Agora or Russell Brunson or Todd Brown or any of those people, right? Because I coached them early on. It was leveraging a strategy or tactic early in its inception. So, like, what put me on the map, so to speak, was writing a free report when everyone else was doing like 7-day e-courses. But so you could say that I certainly wasn't the inventor of it, but I was one of the early people that had like a lead magnet. Of course, early on, if you had a lead magnet, you had the potential to get a lot more from it than you could today. So like when I published that lead magnet called the Internet Business Manifesto, I got millions of downloads organically. And it really put me on the map, so much so that I spent the next 18 months to 2 years just writing free reports. Now, every report I wrote back then made me millions of dollars. The first one basically took me from unknown to somewhat known and turned my business from making like $20,000 to $30,000 a month to making $500,000, then $1 million a month. And then we grew from there. And so I saw the impact of a single strategy or tactic to totally explode my business. And then we were the first to live stream from an event, and we had 10,000 people show up with no advertising, and we made over, I think it was like $700,000 a minute when we actually opened the cart. And we only had 10,000 people on because we couldn't have any more people on, because that was the maximum amount of bandwidth that you could actually have. AT&T was our partner on that, and that was their maximum. And we had 10,000 plus people. We had 10,000 people on. We had more than that show up, but the only reason they all did was because it was a live stream. Now, if I got on a live stream today or this live stream, right, like we'll be lucky to have a fraction of that. And it's not because the content is any worse or better, right? It's just because like you can't rely on live streams anymore to actually cause momentum in and of itself. Like, you know, it's now something that everybody knows. And so that doesn't mean you shouldn't do live streams, because we're doing it right now, right? Like, but we're not going to get like some insane benefit just because we're doing a live stream. And the very next thing was John Benson shared with me the VSL, and I brought it over to Agora, and Agora grew by like about $1 billion that year because of the VSL. And in 2017, when we split tested those type of VSLs, no difference in response. But when we did it in 2008, a 400% increase in the United States. That means that every single sales letter that they had all of a sudden did 400% better. That 300% better in Germany, which meant every sales letter that we had in Germany all of a sudden did 300% better. That every sales letter we had in France did 250% better. And so on and so forth. And then the last example from my own personal life was the automated webinars. And then the same thing happened again, right? Like I gave the automated webinar to Russell Brunson, to Frank Kern, to Mike Filsaime, to a bunch of people. I tried to get Agora to get into webinars early back then, but they were doing so well with the VSL that they had no interest. And I saw that go again, where like the results were explosive in the beginning because no one had automated webinars, but we did. And so I have always helped my clients kind of tap into what is that thing that's going to make their business explode.